Hello, RG, and welcome to the second session of SOI 3-minute coaching. I told you we do 6, 7, 8 of these, kind of wrapping up SOI all before the end of February. So this is number 2. Today, what we're going to be talking about is really understanding and diagnosing to understand your SOI, your network. What I want to point out to you guys is no two networks are the same. My network might have a lot different of an impact than your network and vice versa based on who's in my network. What kind of referral capital do they have? Does your network have to give? How willing to help are they? How connected are they? Are they connected to people? Are they? How influential are they? So as we talk about sort of your core 150 people in your SOI, what we've done in the SOI playbook, we've given you the opportunity and the tools to measure and score your SOI through a diagnostic. And I want to kind of talk you guys through that. Now, again, I'm not going to read you everything from the playbook. You can read the playbook, the SOI playbook. It's with agent services. But really, what it comes down to is, if you're able to profile and get information, really good information on everybody in your SOI. This is kind of where it starts. When you're looking at your SOI, how much information do you have on each SOI member? Do you have their name, their phone number, their email address, home address, and just kind of stop there? Or do you have more information? Do you have a built-out template? Now we've got one of those with agent services. I believe it's going to be in Trainual. Now, in that profile, what do you want to learn? You're going to want to know their spouse's name, their kids' names, what they do for work, what their job title is, where they work. If it's obvious or if if it's not awkward, kind of what their income level is. Where do they go to college? When's their anniversary? When and where did you meet them and how? Make sure you keep notes on that. Do you describe them as introverted, extroverted, or ambivert, kind of in the middle? Do you know what they value, what their principles are? Do you know what their political affiliation is, their religious affiliation? What are their hobbies? What do they like to do? What adjectives would you use to describe them? And quite frankly, what is their long-term real estate goals? Those are just a few examples of some of the things you should know about them. And why would you want to know these things about them? What does it matter? Because as you're moving people from the outer circle of sort of recognizable face to you're bringing them into relationship to really close relationship, you can handcraft the power of your network. Because what ends up happening a lot of times, even if agents end up working their network and their SOI correctly, there's a lot of agents that just don't get much in return, and they think, well, how come this isn't working for me? Well, in a lot of cases, it's because your SOI just doesn't have a lot of power to it. There's not a lot of powerful individuals in there. Really, it's time for an SOI upgrade at that point. And we see this all the time that maybe you have a couple good people in there, but you just have a lot of times you just have a lot of unproductive. I mean, they want to help you per se, they like you, but they just have nothing to give or no way, no skill set to give it. For example, if somebody in your SOI is, on a crew, the painting crew, and, they work with 4 other guys all day, 5, 6 days a week. They go home, they're raising 2 kids. They don't leave the house unless they're going to the grocery store, kids' soccer game, or to work. Even if they like you, they maybe don't have anything to give you. What if you have 50 of them, 75, 100, 200 of them? And that's really the bulk of your SOI. How powerful is your SOI going to be? They're probably great people, but nothing to truly give you as an advantage to help you grow your business. I mean, other than the occasional time they move, maybe once every 8 to 12 years. But that's not how we really unlock the power of an SOI. So, it comes down to this: being able to profile everybody in your SOI, gather this information, understand who everybody in your SOI is, understanding how to use that information. For example, understanding what people do for work, following what they do for work, following their promotions, following their business growth, following, hooking them up with other potential clients. Let's say if somebody's an accountant, what a great idea for you to be able to refer people in your SOI to that accountant so you get referrals in return. right? Understanding what they value, what they like to talk about, what their hobbies are, what's important to them. These are all important things as you pick the phone up and make your calls to your SOI. You can leverage that information. So, what my suggestion is on today's 3 minute coaching, if you haven't read the SOI playbook, read it. Um, put yourself through a little bit of a boot camp, getting your database, organized, getting your database current, getting the information we just talked about in there, and putting together plans on how to utilize that information, and again, if your SOI doesn't have enough power players, maybe put it in your plan to go meet some new ones. As you're removing the people because you can only focus on so many people at one time, right? So as you're removing some of the people from the bottom of that, you're adding better people to the top. No more focus than you're already focusing on, just more productive focus. That's the idea. Anyway, if I were you, what I would do, I would start this diagnostic process. I would go ahead and start profiling my SOI. As you do this, the ideas and the action plans are going to come together. So it usually it takes a solid day or two to put this together, no doubt. But I promise you this much, that 60% of every transaction that happens in the US is from a relationship, and there's so much potential out there in growing and strengthening relationships. So the next 3 minute coaching we're going to do is going to be within probably a week. Look for that, but we're going to continue on SOI for about 6, 7, or 8 different sessions. Hopefully it helps. We'll see you guys later.